Hello viewers, welcome again. In this lecture, I am going to explain about general configuration of negative feedback. Why am I explaining this means? The concept of knowing about negative feedback will help you to understand why we are applying virtual short condition in operational amplifier. Virtual short. Without knowing this, it's waste to study about negative feedback operational amplifier circuits that we deal in the upcoming lectures. So I thought this will be helpful if I explain earlier about the general configuration of negative feedback. Let me draw the circuit which give clear idea. Here there is a summer, it is plus, and the feedback, since it is negative, let me place this minus. So the output from this will be like this. So the input signal will be X of S, and there will be a basic amplifier block. It can be made of BJTs, MOSFETs, etc. So let me take it as a basic amplifier block, and the output will be X of 0. The feedback will be taken from the output and it is given to a feedback network beta. This is made up of passive components like resistors, inductors and all, and this is BJTs, MOSFETs, etc. basic amplifier. Now here the output is taken through a feedback network and fed back to the input. Let me take it as X of F. So now as we are taking the difference here, let me call it as X of D, a difference signal. So this is the basic diagram. Now from this you can write X of 0, that is X of out, or X of 0 let me call for time being, it is easy for me to pronounce. So X of 0, you take this as output. X of 0 equal to gain times of differential input given to the basic amplifier block, that is X of T. Now this X of 0 can be written as A times of X of D is nothing but X of S minus X of F. Now the same X of 0 can be written as A into X of S into minus X of F is nothing but beta times of X of 0. This is X of F, right, which is nothing but beta times of X of 0. So now you put this aside for a while. Beta is nothing but X of F by X of 0. This is nothing but beta, right? From this you can write X of F equal to beta times of X of naught. So X of F by X of naught is nothing but beta. Now clearly X of F equal to beta times of X of naught. From this I am writing, which equal to beta times of X of naught is nothing but X of naught from this. X of naught equal to gain times of X of S minus A beta times of X of naught. You bring this X of naught to left hand side part. I can take X of naught common, that is nothing but 1 plus A beta, which is equal to A into X of S. Now instead of X of naught I can write like this, A by 1 plus A beta into X of S. This is X of F, right? So you can we can write the equation in the following way, right? You just please follow each and every step so that it will be easy. Now from this X of F is nothing but this A beta you divide in the numerator and the denominator, so it will be X of S by 1 by A beta plus 1. So we will end our discussion of solving math analysis. Now let's get somewhat theoretical. Let me change the color of pen. Okay. Now if you look here, if the loop gain A beta is much greater than 1, then X of S is approximately equal to X of S. Then X of D will be this difference will be very small. So the thing is, if loop gain is much greater, if loop gain is very large, that means A beta is much greater than 1 is one case, and there should be a negative feedback. This is negatively fed back to the input, right? So negative feedback. Then in such case, x of f is almost approximately equal to x of s. That means these two terminals are almost equal, hence this condition is called as virtual short condition. Virtual short condition. That's why you have to check for these two cases thoroughly before applying the case of virtual short. Anyway, that's we are going to discuss in discussion of op amps. But time being, just as we came across that point, I explained about that. Now let's see why we are focusing much on negative feedback. Let's discuss about some advantages of negative feedback. The main advantage, this can be obtained from MIT Circuits and Electronics lectures. Circuits and Electronics. You can consider these lectures as a reference because there experimentally it is shown. Let me give a brief summary. If you look at the characteristics of an open loop amplifier, Vi versus V0. If you look at the characteristics of open loop amplifier, they will be somewhat like this. Saturate after certain threshold. Now, if you this is for open loop amplifier, right? Of gain A you consider. If you heat this amplifier, or you provide conditions such that there is a change in temperature, then the characteristics are somewhat shaky. They move like this. They move front and back and forth like this. That means at different temperature conditions, the open loop amplifier is highly unstable. So this is the first drawback that was observed by Stephen Black. So the drawback is the open loop amplifier characteristics are very strange. They are changing. They are not constant at all. Then how can you believe such a device and design the circuits which are highly unstable and highly inaccurate and highly unpredictable? So then the idea of negative feedback changed the history of circuits. Boom, suddenly there is a revolution. There is some kind of revolution, like if you add a feedback, negative feedback, then the overall gain depends only on passive components, or it depends only on the components like resistors and all that are present in the feedback network that I have already shown you. The components depending on these are actually controlling the circuit. It doesn't depend on the variations on the open loop characteristics of an amplifier. So that's all what we want, right? Now what happened is, even though there is change in temperature, the fluctuations in the input output characteristics didn't occur. Instead, the gain of overall gain is slightly reduced. But the main motive of accuracy, stability and all achieved by using this negative feedback. This is the first and foremost important advantage of using the negative feedbacks. Now other thing is, after placing this, in general the open loop amplifier depends on temperature, frequency of operation and manufacturer and the process variations, etc. But by placing this negative feedback, the output, the gain is highly predictable and it is stable and accurate. Mostly it is depending on these passive components. So that is important advantage you can consider. One more thing is, as the overall gain is reducing, the noise which is affecting will be reduced. The distortions which are affecting also will be reduced. So by using just negative feedback circuits, the only drawback is the gain is reducing, but you can see there are several advantages where the characteristics are stable, predictable and accurate, and the effect of noise is reducing by 1 by A beta times. We will see about these things a little later, and the distortions are also being reduced. So why don't we bother if there are so many advantages with negative feedback? So we prefer mostly negative feedback circuits only. but still there are some applications for positive feedback which we will discuss later, but we praise more about this negative feedback circuits. So from the next lecture we are going to enter into operational amplifiers, which are very important and very easy also if you follow from the beginning. Hope you guys learned something new. That's all for this video. See you in the next one.